Okay, we're back for our third in the series of Sculptris videos. I've done a little bit more work on our goblin. He's starting to look more like a demon with some work on the horns and his ears. I worked on his mouth a little bit. And we need to start thinking about the model size. Model size is like how much memory it's taking up, how much time it takes for the computer to render it. And we have to keep an eye on that. If we take a look down here, it says that we have 208,668 triangles. What does that mean? Well, we're going to take a look at this middle technical tab, and we're going to take a look at that, and that's going to tell us a lot of things. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click W for wireframe, and what that does is it highlights the entire model, and we can see everything that's going on right here. If you look closely, you can see the model's made out of a network of fine triangles. Where some parts are more detailed, they have more triangles. They look more white. So over by his eye right here, there's a lot of triangles. When we zoom to the back, this is an area that we basically haven't touched in the middle. Notice how far apart the triangles are. So sometimes we're going to need to go into our model and reduce the resolution so that it doesn't get too big. Right now we have a head, but if we start to add a neck and a body and an arms, this is going to be such a big file that it will crash our computer and we won't be able to open it again. So let's take a look at what we're going to do. So we got the wireframe on, and we can click this tool called the Reduce Brush. And the Reduce Brush, we have to be very careful with where we use it. We can use it to take away some of the triangles in areas where people aren't really going to notice. I usually pick flat areas that don't have a lot of detail, and I move around the model so that I'm not taking them off in one area only. I try and go to many different areas and look around, and what I'm looking for, like on the side of this eye right here, I'm going to take away a few of those. What we have to watch out for, though, is if we use that too aggressively, notice what's happening to the details around the eye. Okay? They're starting to disappear. So I'm going to Control Z. I don't want all those details to go away. That looks better. But you see, we don't want to go into folds of the model. We want to look for areas where the triangles are very, very close together. Outside the mouth, I can do a little bit there. Now, if you remember that number, it's now lower. It's on 192,000, and that'll make a big difference. We could go to areas like here behind the ears and do that. We might even run along the horns just a little bit. And if we gradually do that, that will reduce the model size. And like I said, that's very important. Like the ear right here, there's not much going on. We want to remove some of those. That will help to keep the model at a small size. One of the other things that you're going to need to pay attention to is there's this detail slider up here for all the tools. So like the draw tool, it's on there. You don't want to have the detail slider too high. All right, I'm going to bring it over here, and on the back, nobody cares. I'm not finished with it. I'm going to do a line. Okay. I'm going to turn down the detail here, and I'm going to do a second line. Let's turn on wireframe and see what we've got. You can see that when the detail slider slid all the way very, very high, we get many, many, many triangles. This top one right here, we turned down the detail slider low, and it's almost too low of resolution. So I'm going to tell you to keep the detail slider in the middle at all times, okay? We're going to go ahead and undo all that. So that's really important. You have to work to optimize your model size. I think you should do that all the time. There will be times when you need to have more triangles. You could do subdivide all, or there is reduce selected, so that's for reducing certain things. So that's really important when we're thinking about model size and not crashing the computer.